Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making a really fun candy, snack, crunchy, delicious thing. I call it a thing. It's cracker brittle. It's really fun to make. It's really easy to make, and once you start making it, you'll never want to stop. It's like super fun for everybody, and it's a great gift if you put it in a little box. It makes a fun hostess gift before dinner or something, or a barbecue. You just got to chill it. So before we get started, I want you to click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're awesome, and I love having you with me in my kitchen. So cracker brittle is super simple to make, and it actually allows the oven to do most of the work. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you only need your oven for 15 minutes. That's it. And what I've done is I first sprayed a 15.5 by 10.5 sheet pan with 1-inch sides. Don't do it with the flat cookie sheets that have no sides. You're going to need sides because it's going to have hot caramel going on top. And you're going to line it with foil. Okay, line it with foil. Then spray the foil with nonstick cooking spray. Then line it with parchment paper and spray that with nonstick cooking spray. Okay, so you got that? So it's aluminum foil, spray, and then parchment paper, spray. All right, done, done. And then you're going to line it with maybe 40 to 45 crackers, square crackers. You can use round if you want. Square crackers are probably the best because they fit side to side, end to end. And I used about 40, and then you see I have some cracked ones because there's some spaces. And you can use anything. I like to use a salty cracker. And you don't want any flavorings though, because this is going to have chocolate and nuts on it, so you really don't want to use any flavorings. And then any spaces, break the cracker. If you notice, I have some broken pieces that I put in the center. You're not going to see them, by the way, but you just want to fill the space. Fill the space, okay, even on the ends, and set it aside. So what I have now is 1 cup, I like to use dark brown sugar, 1 cup dark brown sugar, and 2 sticks of unsalted butter. All right, I softened this so it wouldn't take as long to make. And again, my oven is preheated. I'm going to melt this butter, and I'm going to stir it with my brown sugar, all right? And all I'm going to do is let it boil. Once that brown sugar and butter sort of get yummy and sort of, you know, chummy together, and the butter melts, it's going to caramelize, but it's really not going to caramelize in your saucepan. You just want to get it blended together and slightly, you know, the sugar to sort of melt down, the granules. And then once it gets in the oven, that's where it does the work. And it's hands-free. You don't have to do any work. So I'm just going to stir it. You do want to continue to stir because it will clump up the sugar if you don't stir. All right? But like I said, it's not a true caramel, but you are getting a caramel. It's like making toffee without the effort. It's amazing. And it's a minimum amount of baking, and it's so much fun. And you can sort of alternate what you put on top of it. You can put any type of, I like to use semi-sweet chocolate pieces. So when the caramel comes out of the oven, it only bakes for 15 minutes, like I said. I am just going to sprinkle it with some semi-sweet chocolate chips. If you like milk chocolate, white chocolate, just pour it on top. I'm going to spread it. And then I'm going to cover it with any accoutrement I want. And here I've decided to do 3 different type nuts. I did walnuts, almonds, and pecans. Don't toast them because they're going to, all the work is in the oven. You don't want to do any extra work. So you see how that's melted? I'm going to let that, have that butter completely melt, and then I'm going to bring it to a boil just for about 2 minutes, nothing more. 2 minutes. And you don't want to walk away. You don't want to answer your door. You don't want to answer the phone. You don't want to play a game on your phone. You don't want to be doing anything because it's bubbling and it is going to be bubbling up if you don't watch out. So you want to make sure that it's okay. It's not something that you can leave to its own devices. You need to babysit it, so to speak. And then when you're done, you're going to soak this pan in either super hot water or fill the pan halfway and put it back on the stove to actually melt down that caramel. So I am bubbling. I'm going to give it about 2 minutes, and we're just going to talk a little bit. So basically, once it goes in the oven, you want to do it you want to rotate the pan halfway through. So rotate it 180 degrees. So I would say after about 7, 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes, whatever. So you can see it's bubbling. You can hear it bubbling. And I don't want to stir anymore. Once I'm bubbling, no stirring, no stirring. Tell Chef Gail to put the spoon down, okay? So about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna go get a heat-proof rubber spatula. Heat-proof, or it will destroy the rubber spatula, because this is going pretty hot. So I'm gonna take my heat-proof rubber spatula, and I'm gonna pour that all over the crackers, but this gives it some viscosity. Again, 2 minutes, that's it. And then once you have boiled it for 2 minutes, you're just going to drizzle it over the top of the crackers, all of it, completely. And then you're going to put this in the oven for about 7 to 8 minutes, rotate it another 7 minutes. All right, so a total of 15 minutes. And then you are going to take it out. And as it comes out, you're going to scatter 1.5 cups. In my case, semi-sweet chocolate chips, 1.5 cups of any type of, chocolate chunks you like. And I'm just sprinkling it, and you're going to wait. You're going to wait till it melts, because the melting is going to happen because it just came out of the oven and it's hot. All right? So I'm going to turn this off, and I am going to start pouring. And I'm going to have my nuts nearby, and we're not putting the nuts on. Actually, the nuts are not getting toasted. I misspoke. I said you don't have to toast your nuts. If you want to, you can. They will not go in the oven. The nuts will not be in the oven. I apologize. The nuts will go on after the chocolate is melted. All right, so you see our gloriousness. You see that? You see it? All right, so very carefully, because this is hot stuff, folks. You're just going to go up and down the line, up and down. Then we will be able to take our spatula and sort of spread it. All right, so we're just going to go up and down the line, up and down the line, up and down. Every cracker gets a little caramel, every cracker. And you don't want this, you don't want to let this just sit here. You need to bake it, because it will cool and it will get hard. So you just want to go all the way around. Get all the stuff out from the bottom, all right? And again, we're going to fill this pot with water and bring it to a boil again so that it will come off very easily. All right, so now what I'm just going to do is spread. You're just going to spread it gently. You can even use your offset spatula if you want. Just spread the caramel. And it actually will almost spread itself in the oven. But you want to get to the corners. Every cracker should be covered. Everybody in the hot caramel. Everybody's welcome. And then everything sort of bakes together so that, and remember, the pan is going to get hot because you have the hot caramel. So you're just going to take it. The thickest area is going to be in the center. So take your center and move it. Move it. And you can see it's starting to sort of congeal a little bit, like getting thicker like caramel does. Do not touch it. You will burn yourself, all right? I have a lot of burns that I can say, well, that was when I was making caramel sauce. That was when you actually have, you have sort of some damage that you have gotten as a baker, but I don't want you to get hurt. So just move it around. I have a few crackers on the ends that need coverage. So I'm going to cover this. I'm going to bake it for about 7 to 8 minutes. I'm going to rotate the pan, bake it for another 7 minutes or so that I get a total of about 15. and I will see you back fresh out of the oven to cover it with chocolate. See you back. So my cracker brittle just came out of the oven. It is hot, and you want to be careful. I'm putting it on a towel, a clean kitchen towel on my counter. Make sure you don't burn anything. And then the first thing you want to do, 1.5 cups of semi-sweet milk, whatever type of chocolate you like, just sprinkle it. And you're going to have to give it a minute to melt, but it will melt in good time, my pretty. It really, really will, because it's so hot. And then we get to spread it. This is the fun part. I love this part. I love spreading things. Spreading cheer and joy and chocolate. I love it. And I have my offset spatula ready. And you're going to give it a second. If you want to use like a broken up chocolate bar, it'll melt faster. Chocolate chips, which I like, they take a little bit longer because they're actually made not to melt. You know, they're used for chocolate chip cookies, and chocolate chip cookies, you don't want your chocolate chips to melt. You want to see them physically. I like to physically see my chocolate chips and my cookies. You want to get every last area covered, because you'll spread it, but you still want it all covered. Don't sprinkle the nuts just yet. So I have about 2 cups of mixed nuts. Any type of nuts you want, macadamias, almonds, peanuts, anything you want. I just toasted them and finely chopped them, all right? So now we're just gonna go test our chocolate. Let's see if we can, yeah, it's beginning to get melted, melty, melty, all right? And you wanna just encourage it to spread. So I have my small offset spatula with the kink in it. That's the best thing to melt it. You can use a butter knife if you don't have one. That'll work well. And just spread it all over. Spread it all over. So just be patient. As it cools, the crackers covered in caramel are going to get firm. Caramel firms up and gets hard. Oh, you can see it. You see how it's melting? You see that? And I'm spreading it so nicely. And then get right to the edges. And if every last bit isn't covered, don't worry. You can either use more chocolate, which is what I would probably do, or just, you know, just spread it a little bit thinner. It is so good. It's like toffee, fast toffee. And you can see how fast this chocolate melted. So I'm just gonna keep it melted, keep it spread, keep it going, never give up, keep it going, spread it all over. Where you see caramel, spread it down, and you see the other, you're probably screaming, you missed the spot. I hear you, I hear you, I'm going there. I'm going there, I'm trying to do it upside down because it's so hot. And once you get all this chocolate melted and spread, that's when the nuts come in. So you can scatter anything on top of here. If you like a special candy, or you could even do coconut. Some people, coconut is polarizing sometimes, especially in my family. I'm a coconut lover, but some people don't like it. So use whatever you want. You could use, you know, toasted coconut. You could use nuts. I just like the nuts. I just got done making a batch, and I just finished it by myself, of course, because you guys know me. I love chocolate, and this is like a favorite. This is like a favorite. So I have to hide it. I store it in my fridge, but I like to hide it so no one else can get any. Don't think worse of me. Don't make me feel bad. All right, my nuts, toasted nuts, are going on top. This is the time to do it. This is the time for your nuts. Okay? That didn't come out right. But this is the time to put them on. You want them to stick to the chocolate. Okay? That's my point. So just get them all over. I find 2 cups is good. You know, you may want to do a little more, a little less. I find 2 cups is really good. And of course, if you want to double this recipe, go ahead. I'd love to see what you got in different nut selections or different nut choices. You can do whatever you want. You can even put like, any type of chopped candy, truffles, and anything you want would go really, really nice here, just to complement the saltiness of the cracker and the chocolatey, nutty topping. So good. Now, the one thing, I would store these, especially as it gets warmer out, I would store these in the fridge. Store them in the fridge. You could even freeze them, but I wouldn't freeze them for too long, maybe a week or so. But you can definitely, good to the last drop. So what I would do is put this in the fridge, let it cool down just a little bit so you don't bring everything up to, warmer temperature in your fridge. Or you can put it in your freezer, but let it get a little bit more able to be handled. I cannot handle this now, so I would never put this in my fridge now. So you're gonna let it go till it's about like warm to room temperature, then store it in your fridge and then break off pieces, big chunks, and eat them. Put them on ice cream, put them on cakes. I've already put it on cake. I put it on a flourless chocolate cake. You can scatter it on ice cream. You can just eat it as a candy. You can give it away as a gift. There's like so many, don't get me started. You can just use this for anything you want. This is the cracker brittle to make. So I hope you make this recipe. I hope you become a subscriber. Till next time.